This is Las Vegas. It's They made you. They are the reason I'm even on that stage to begin.
What's up, everybody? I am so excited because today I have the chance to interview. That's the lead.
Hello? Hello, is this thing on?
It's showtime.
Is this thing on? Ah, okay, so they can... Yes, I deserve that bonk. A video went off before I could introduce you guys to the video, and that's my bad. I've been trying to find a couple of videos, actually, and I I don't know. I don't know where it went. I don't know where he goes. I don't even know. I don't know. Wait, is this a lo-fi version of it? Yeah, no. We're good. We're good. I just can't find it. 5 years ago, he made an acapella. Okay. Well, I could always depend on this. Alright. Unless I find, like, the perfect one. Well, it doesn't matter. Howdy, folks. How you guys doing today? Ain't it great? I forgot to put out a message on the Discord. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. I got it. I got it. Okay. Time to prove I'm casual. Streaming. We have a lot of news to discuss. How do I spell discuss? Stuff. FF14 of course. Why stream tonight? Question mark? Because I probably will not be able to do that tomorrow. Hey, what's up, Rio? There you go. Okay, and yeah, I probably will not be able to do that tomorrow, which I know I said I will stream every Saturday, which is the plan, but Saturday, my folks want me to help with the yard, so I don't think I'll be able to do anything. Plus, I have schoolwork that I need to rush to finish on that day. And then Sunday, even if I wanted to move to Sunday, I'll be spending time with my best friends. It's his son's birthday, and, you know, I gotta be there. You know, I want to be there. I need to be there, but I want to be there. So I'm gonna be busy this weekend. Anyway, so I decided to move the stream to tonight. Go as long as possible. Maybe do some Indie Observer work at the end, which means that I need to set up for Croc and Croc 2. If you guys don't know, I have another channel called the Indie Observer, and I look at indie games on that one, but it's just a little throwback to the past. If anybody has ever heard of Croc, don't make me feel old. Please say that you know what Croc is, so I don't feel like I'm some sort of old bat talking on the internet. Please don't make me look as old as I know I am. I want to feel younger sometimes. Please. Anyway, let me put this in. I'm not old. I am not old. Anyway, the first thing that you guys are probably noticing is the fact that I said that apparently that I am not casual. Yeah, I was told that I was not a casual in Final Fantasy. Your butt is healing. Good. It's good to hear that your butt is healing. Also, what's up, Kuhl? We missed you last time, man. We actually went over the comments in the 2 videos that I'm putting out, or that I already put out. There's another video coming out just as well, and it's going to be it's close to the subject there. We did talk about it a little bit yesterday, or not yesterday, the other day. Yes, Ashley, apparently I'm not a casual. I'm not a casual. Apparently, the reason why I am not a casual is because I did the greatest sin ever. Okay, so apparently, in order to be a casual, you need to not ever touch a savage. Ever. You shouldn't even be thinking about savage. You shouldn't. You like if you've touched a savage, you are not a casual. I have to gesture the camera there. Sorry about that. So yeah. There was beef, let's just say. There was beef. There was beef. All right, so I decided to go to the second worst place on the internet, Reddit, and there was a stupid ass argument, right, where some guy is like really going at it at these people, talking about he was talking about difficulty in 14. It was the 14 Reddit. And I decided anonymously, because I didn't want my name to be out there. I was like, it wasn't even my main Reddit account, but I was just like, so are you saying that difficulty in video games, like in 14, like I was just trying to have a civil conversation. I said, so difficulty in video games, right? Do you think that's a bad thing to have difficulty in video games? At this point, we have like easy, normal, hard, very hard. And, you know, I was pointing out, like, you know, some games are hard. They're made to be hard. And some games are easy and made to be easy. And some games have all of it, you know? Like, God of War can be easy or hard or a regular adventure. But even if you do normal mode God of War, they'll start challenging you throughout the time. But apparently, Final Fantasy XIV isn't allowed to have hard dungeons. There's not allowed to be difficulty. You're not allowed to have difficulty in the dungeons at all. Because if you do, it will chase people away. It will chase all the casuals away, apparently. And I said I was a casual. I was like, I'm a casual. And he was like, what? He was like, well, if you're a casual, then you understand. I'm like, yeah, I do understand that I fall asleep in the dungeons. But I am still a casual, right? And then he said that was like, oh, well, you probably outgrew the game. The game's not for you anymore. You know, sometimes you just need to leave the game. How long have you been playing it? I was like, I've been playing it for 10 years. And he was like, well, you're probably burnt out. You probably should play other games like World of Warcraft. And I looked at him and was like, he doesn't know. No. I have to do this. I have to do this. The reason why I say he doesn't know, folks, he really does not know. He just doesn't know. Like, where is it? Where is it? Where are you? Oh, I made that some time ago. Where are you? Where's the video? There it is. There it is. Here it is. Here it is. I found it. So, as I was saying, he doesn't know. He just doesn't know. He doesn't know. All right, I'm gonna stop laughing. I'm gonna be a little bit serious here. So, I didn't tell him who I was. I did say, like, I had my experience with World of Warcraft, obviously. So, I'm just saying he did not know. So, I just said, well, as a casual player, I mean, I think the game should at the very least have some sort of engagement. And he said, engagement how? I said, well, the difficulty can be ramped up just a little bit. I kind of feel the dungeons in Dawn Trail kind of suits my taste. And you know, it could be better, but I'm just saying. He was just like, well, those dungeons feel like they're actually extreme bosses in each row. Like, have you ever did da-da-da? He started talking about Vanguard and all that other stuff, right? Because Vanguard has that one, the second boss that shoots all over the place, right? And I was just like, yeah, that's fun. And then he was just like, wait a minute, have you ever done a Savage? And I said, yeah, I've done plenty of Savages. I've finished Tiers. I've played current Savages and current, I've beaten all current Extremes. And so he left ellipses in the next comment and then went on and said, you are not a casual, sir. So I'm not a casual. And so for like the next 15 minutes, I'm just like, you know, casual doesn't really dictate you playing Savage all the time or playing Extremes. If you do that, you could still be a casual player of the game. Now, if you touch Extremes or Savages, which are apparently made for the hardcore player. Yeah, okay. And it was just a back and forth with this Redditor for about maybe 15 minutes on how I was just like, I'm sitting here saying that I am a casual player, and apparently because I touched Savage or Extreme once, I'm considered hardcore or semi-hardcore. So folks, am I hardcore? Sorry. Civil conversations on Reddit don't belong in the same sentence. I tried, okay? I tried hard. I really did. I don't go up into somebody's comments to start shit. But when you try to be civil, apparently they think that you're some sort of fake ass person. And not once did I like start name calling him or anything, but he did say that a lot of what I said was bullshit because you know, I played Savage. I played Extremes. So, apparently I'm not a casual, and I don't know what I am anymore. I don't know. I'm not a casual anymore. So if I'm not casual, I don't know what the heck I am. Game needs to go back to harder dungeons like in Forever Born. So Realm Reborn, let's get some context. When it came out, it was, you know, moderately challenging. I wouldn't say it was hard. It was moderately challenging when it came out because of the dumb shit that was in there anyway, right? There were some dungeons that really did like need fixer-uppers in there, and they were making dungeons based off of like how World of Warcraft did their dungeons until Heavens where they figured out something. I think variants would be a waste of dev time because people would find fastest way to speed run them and force everyone to do that. I like where you're going with your idea, but I just don't think the community as a whole would be as open to it. Yeah, well, I don't know what it is about this community, why we're split on both sides, when I want the best for everyone, honestly. Like, even if you're a casual, you should be able to have fun in the dungeon, right? And I understand that a lot of people just want to zip through a dungeon and then just call it a day, but that's kind of like a waste if you ask me. Like, for example, the reason why I keep playing like No Rest for the Wicked or, you know, throw on a roguelike, which, you know, like Hades, for example, or I keep playing, not Diablo, sorry, PoE 2, right? Why I keep playing those, right? Even though it's repetitive stuff, you're still using the same ability. But the thing is that the gear kind of changes things up. Like finding absolute great loot in that game is fun. In all of those examples, really. And honestly, they pose a challenge for me. There's like a variety of enemies with variety of mechanics, and it doesn't, you could play PoE 2 and, you know, be casual about it, although that's an example of a harder game. Yeah, that's an example of a harder game. And so is No Rest for the Wicked. That's also an example of a harder game. There is another game that's basically an ARPG, and that just came out. Linked? I think that's what it's called. I was introduced to that by Ryu. who's in the chat right now. It was him, and he was playing with his friend, and I guess he introduced the game to me. So, Risk of Rain is repetitive, still engaging. Exactly. Oh god, don't even talk about Risk of Rain. I finally cured myself of that game. Like, okay, I have to admit I had a tiny bit of an obsession of that game. And no, don't say anything, Jay, don't say nothing about catching me at like 3 o'clock in the morning. No, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Say nothing. You will say nothing. It was just a tiny, small, little obsession of Risk of Rain 2. It was just a tiny little obsession. Just tiny. Again. Oh god. Like, I think I'm gonna be going back to, let's see. There are a couple games that I should be going back to because of updates. Like V Rising's one. And I'm surprised, Jay, that the Discord didn't pick up the that RuneScape survival game. What's it called? Dragon Wilds? Link the video 14 on Discord. What you got for me? Have you seen the Arthur's difficulty video before? Let me see. I'm trying to open Discord and the Discord is black. So I must have messed up somewhere. Looked at Dragon Wilds, didn't have a chance to get into it to life reasons. Makes sense. I understand. Put in 14. There it is. Difficulty. The paradoxical nature of Final Fantasy XIV's content difficulty. I think we actually... How long ago was this?
Now the job has
this is only 6 minutes?
Then now expecting you to know all the jobs in your role is mandatory. You can't just play a dancer and don't know how to play machinist and bard. You can't just play one tank and then somehow don't know how to play the other tank. You can't just know how to play one healer, either barrier or...
Wait, I never subbed to him. I should probably rectify that.
Or pure healer, and then don't know how to play the other one. The game is very simple now. But if you're a brand new player, that sounds like a lot of work. Think about it. I'm a brand new player. I have to play one of the 19 jobs. And I cannot just settle for the one job in that role. You know, people always ask me, hey Arthur, I'm a brand new player. What job should I pick up? I'm like, It's not the job that you pick up. It's the role. If you want to play a healer, you need to learn how to play all healer. If you want to play a tank, you need to learn how to play all tank. If you are playing a physical range, you need to play all physical range. I know you can get by playing one. Obviously, I'm going to recommend you dancer. Healer, I'm going to recommend you to play white mage. Caster, I'm going to recommend you to play summoner. But at the end of the day, you need to learn all of them. And then, now, if you throw a new player into a Savage deal. Savage today, man, for people like us, veteran like us that play 10 years, I think Savage is progressive.
Wait, did it crash? See Funhouse saying, did the computer crash? Or am I still on? Free Rising server is up and running, by the way. Oh, cool. Okay, I just needed to know. I just needed to know. The heck? Saying that Dragon Ball is very bare bones, but I like the core of the game so far. It's still on. Okay, cool.
We can get in immediately and don't have much trouble. Brand new player is not going to be able to do Savage today. Savage is very difficult for a brand new player. This game, right, is actually not new player friendly anymore.
He's right. Well, how long ago was this? This is a year ago. He's still right, though. He's still right. So is this the end of Endwalker going into Dawn Trail? Because he's not wrong.
It used to be new player friendly because back then it was harder, but then you only need to learn one. And then raid back then was still not evolved until today. Mechanics is still not evolved until today. You don't need to understand snapshot. You don't need to understand telegraph, cast bar, patterns. You know, back then it's very straightforward. This mechanic happened, this time you execute. Now you have to know already. New players don't have that knowledge. Job could be easier to play, but mechanics are harder to do. Back then,
you know, I did say that the game does a bad job at teaching you how to play the game itself, right? I never said that it was new player friendly. And that's only because when a new player starts playing Final Fantasy XIV, they're literally given like the red carpet, and everything they do is kind of just like rewarded for doing the most minimal thing. So press 3 buttons, you win the challenge. Press 5 buttons, you beat the quest. They show you the ropes. They show you levy questing. They show you, hey, you can craft. They show you the grand companies. You move on. You go to the other different cities. You work with the scions. You start doing your first dungeon, Sastasha. You go through the dungeon. And honestly, let's think about this for a second here. They don't I don't think they give you a mandatory they don't give you like a mandatory class in the Hall of Novice, like turn on your tank stance. You're going to need to pay attention to these abilities to keep your enmity up or something like that. Well, no, you don't really need to do that anymore, because all your abilities, as long as you have your tank stance on, gives, you know, plus on enmity and everything like that. So you don't really need to worry about that. But like, I've been into smaller dungeons. I've been in a Sastasha like first time group. I don't know how that happened, by the way. I was just trying to do leveling. Okay, stop doing that, game. I don't want to play in Sastasha anymore. Stop giving me Cutter's Cry. Stop giving me the Lost City of Corn. Stop giving me Hawkeye Manor. Please, just change it up, please. I like a variety. All right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, yeah, no, I constantly get Sastasha. I don't know why. But anyway, I've been in groups in Sastasha where the tank does not have their tank stance on. And then I would have to sit there and be like, hey, bro, do you have your tank stance on? And then, like, sitting there, they were like, what's a tank stance? And I'm like, how did you get here? Like, I'm pretty sure the game tells you about the tank stance. And yes, the game does tell you about tank stances. It does. But it's part of the tooltips. And some people just hit escape when the tooltips pops up. So it's like, the guy in the dungeon, like, you know, we were all cool, right? There was no argument, nothing. I just said, oh, it's probably something like that. Like, I forgot what he was. He was a gladiator, right? So I was like, oh, it's this. And he was just like, oh, okay. And I'm like, wait, didn't like a menu pop up for this? It should have showed you how to put turn on the tank stance. He was like, oh, to be honest, bro, I skip all the menus. And I'm like, oh, right, okay. Okay, yeah.
And mechanics is not hard to do, but job is harder to play. But then you only need to play one. You need to be master at one, you know what I mean? The content in this game is either brain dead or giga brain. There's no content in Final Fantasy XIV, right, that lies in between. It's either you are a casual and you cannot do anything, or you are a hardcore player and you can do everything. There's no...
So what am I? What am I? If I'm not a casual, right, and I kept telling that guy on the Reddit I'm not a hardcore player, what the heck am I? I don't know.
Go in between. This game does not cater the mid-core players. This game only cater to the hardcore, and this game only cater to the casual. Where is the in-between? The next 10 years of Final Fantasy XIV, are they gonna try to fill that gap? Because I think they need to. Because you got so much casual in the game, not a lot of them are proceeding to become mid-core.
What defines a casual player? Right? Like, we pretty much have a solid definition what a hardcore player is, but what defines a casual player at this point? Like, I don't know.
This is how MMORPG should look like. MMORPG should always have about, I would say, maybe 5% of endgamer. And then say 50% of casual. This is how MMORPG should be, right? This is your mid-core, this is your casual, and hardcore. This would be a...
Why do we always go to paints and graphs? Like, what did Asmongold do to this community?
About 50%, 35%, 15%. MMORPG should be like that. Overall, this part would be more of the general player, right? This is what an MMORPG should look like. This is what Final Fantasy XIV looks like. This is really bad. If your game is 10 years, if you continue to raise this or continue to break this even, how are these players gonna fill this gap? And then how are these players gonna fill this gap? This is the part that is missing. They have been selling the game like this for the last 10 years. Final Fantasy XIV, right, started like this. In the Realm Reborn, Final Fantasy XIV started like this.
He's actually right about that. He really is. He's actually right about that.
Very, very nice spread of casual, mid-core, hardcore. But eventually now 10 years later, Final Fantasy XIV become like this.
It's weird how there's such a staggering amount of hardcore players. I don't know. I would think there was... Let me go back. Maybe I'm misreading. No, I'm sorry. That was the casual box. I misread that. I am blind and I don't have my glasses. I don't have my glasses. So that was the casual box. That's
spread of casual, mid-core, hardcore.
Right,
But eventually now,
right.
10 years later, Final Fantasy XIV become like this. So
right, absolutely, because there are a shit ton of casual players in the game as they per se, and then when it comes to hardcore people, it's incredibly small. He's right about that. So what defines the mid core? Like what is how is that defined? Is my question. Like what would be considered the mid core at this point?
what is gonna happen? Are they gonna try to shoot this further up? Because if they try to make this further up, that means that this part is gonna be gone, and then this part is gonna be gone. Then where is your game gonna go? Now this that definitely.
Well, okay, let's be fair. The reason why they want more casual people to play the game is because more people who are casually paying monthly, and there's a lot more people who are casual playing monthly. So who are they going to cater to in terms of population? If you're a game industry or a company, you're not going to really cater towards the people who are about this size or this size. You're going to focus on this size because that's the casual crowd, and they're the ones who are really paying for most of the game.
Make the most money. These are the people that buy Fantasia $500 a month. These motherfuckers don't rate. These motherfuckers just stay in Limsa, stay in their home, ERP, never left their door, never touch grass, and they buy $500 worth of Fantasia every month. If Final Fantasy XIV is gonna become like this from 7.0, then this game is dead already. When I say dead, I don't just mean like, nobody plays the game. People still play the game, but this game is like a retirement home. These games are just a bunch of people without real souls. Final Fantasy XIV player base are not like super passionate players, they are just there because the game is still around. It's literally like a retirement home. It's like a maintenance mode. All of us are just a cogwheel in the system. Today we want to run this engine. Plug me in and put it there. The engine start going. We are all just taking turns to go into the engine to fuel that role in the cogwheel. If the game goes into the graph that I drew in 7.0, a lot of people is not gonna really look too much into this game. You will get good reviews. You will get a lot of phrases being sung. Oh man, I came to Final Fantasy XIV. The story is amazing. This is the common one, the most common one, right? The story is immersive, amazing storytelling. I wept a tear. Vernat, mommy. Emmett Cell is my husband though. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna really talk about the gameplay. How much thing you can really do in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, story alone is enough. All the reviews moving forward in the future is 7.0. Yoshi P is gonna try to just build on the casual base. 7.0 onwards, people will just talk how good this game is on the surface level. And then when people finally play the game, when you get past that storytelling, and then you sit down here and say, oh, what's next? There isn't a lot. There isn't a lot left. Why do you think so many people stop playing the game? Where is everybody? What happened since Shadowbringer? Just download your brain into EOS. I'll download your mom into EOS, and then maybe I'll...
I mean, he's right on that point, and he's also... like, he should probably, he probably already knows this, but like, people will come back for the story and the story update. Everybody's going to love the story. Well, most people are going to love the story, right? But like, some people come in, if you have like a new ultimate tier, people are going to come back for that, and that's going to be the hardcore people, like more or less that want a challenge, and that's still like a very small population of people in 14, whereas most of the population is looking forward to the next update to the story. So like, honestly, it's kind of a wonder how they botched Dawntrail's story for it to being like incredibly mid as it is right now. So they're probably like scrambling all over the place for the next expansion to not be as bad, even though I'm pretty sure they've already written it out by now. And they're working on developing the next expansion as we speak. But like, I mean, he's not wrong with what he's saying.
Have content to do, like, ERPing with your mom. That's content. But my friends, everything is gonna change in 7.0. Yoshi P is the best producer in the gaming history. Yoshi P will not let his brainchild Final Fantasy XIV goes down the drain. Yoshi P...
Oh, I thought that was me. Something playing in the background for him. I don't know. There's something playing in the background for him.
Surely knows that this game is at the state that he needs to do something about it. But he didn't have time because he was devoting his all energy and purpose into Final Fantasy 16.
True.
Final Fantasy 16 now is well received, good game, and it's over. Now Yoshi P is back to his headquarters, back into his Final Fantasy or 14.
Like, I always had a theory that Dawntrail is the way that it is because like, Yoshi P only had to spend like 15% of his time in Dawntrail in the development of that, while he's spending like 85 90% of his time making the next mainline Final Fantasy. Like, even I like 16, but it's pretty low on my list of games that I would go back to in terms of a Final Fantasy game. Let's be honest.
Office, and now he's looking over everybody and say, I'm back, baby. 7.0 is gonna be amazing. FanFest in 2 weeks, we're gonna witness all the good shit that's coming in 7.0, and then in 1 year today, we'll be playing an amazing Final Fantasy 14. Surely!
Copium. Copium. That was a massive amount of copium there. But he's right. Honestly, he's right. His arguments aren't wrong there. I would say he's absolutely correct in those. And that I missed a lot of you guys' comments, and holy crap, you guys filled the chat up. Lily Roulette takes like 40 dungeons before you get into Stormblood dungeon, and it's usually Bardam's Medal. Funny enough, I also get Bardam's Medal a lot. Us vets hate getting the lower dungeons, but it does keep the queues running for them, which is a good thing. True. Mechanically, it is doing what it's supposed to. But at the same time, if you do not give the cookie to the vets as well, because you're giving a huge cookie to the new players, and the vets are there to help feed the big, gigantic cookie to the new players, right? But, like, we're also, every time we go into dungeons like this, we're getting more bored. We're like a bit unsatisfied. We get the smaller cookie, and the new players get the gigantic ass cookie because they're new. We need to coddle them a little bit, and that's what this game does. It coddles the new players when we get into that. When we get into like smaller dungeons. This is the reason why I was just like, maybe it would be a good idea to keep your kit from like level 100 and up or something like that, or at the very least a high enough level so that when you do go back down there, you're not bored out of your mind. I'm just saying, because a vet doesn't want to go back and press 3 buttons again, or 4 buttons again, or for healers, 1 button again. Your casuals can do anything in the game. They just do it way more casual and times to do it. You know what? I want to believe that. I want to believe that I'm a casual, but then Arthur started talking about midcore. What is midcore? We got to define what a midcore is. Missing reference point for Arthur's video is actually a player count. You dilute the pool, the ratio will rapidly change. Very true. Very true. So what I'm hearing is you're an old man. Okay, shut up. Casuals are pretty much the lifeblood of a lot of games nowadays. Oh, absolutely. I do question World of Warcraft's player base. Personally, the way I see the split of hours played a week for casual, midcore, and hardcore, and then playstyle past that as 2. Are they going to be sweaty, tryhards, or parse runners? For hardcore, chip away at harder content with a decent or slower pace, midcore, or a very slow chip away of content while working on glamour and other things. AFK and Limsa casual. AFK and Limsa is a casual. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's funny. But chip away at harder content with a decent and slower pace is a midcore. I mean, that could be what a midcore is. I define midcore as people who end up soloing bosses as a tank because they are the only role that is loved by the devs. Probably right. Probably. If those tanks are loved, then how come we never get fun mechanics, Sag? That's also right, so... What are mechanics? Home gang. The home gang. Wow. You feel called out here? Why do you feel called out? You mean for the tanks? Was an interview somewhat recently with OGP said he wanted to really dig his heels into pushing harder content again. And people got mad when they heard that, did they not? Oh no. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm sorry. You guys are seeing this live. Oh, it's gone. Okay, the bot got him. Alright, we're cool. The bot got him. Good job, bot. He was somewhere in here. There was something that you guys... Okay, so... As you guys know, I get bots all the time. There he was. After watching and subscribing to Zeppla, MTQ Captcha, Dragoness. Who the fuck is Dragoness? I know Savix. I don't know who Mitsuyo Zakai. I know who Jesse Cox is. Sherwood. This is some bullshit. Okay. This is some bullshit. I don't know what the fuck that was. Darks is Nest. Ah, Darks is Nest. Just Nest, right? Like, okay. All right. Well, thank you for showing that video. If you guys have any other videos that is palatable, that means like somewhere around the 10, I will sometimes do 20, but we do need to get through the news for today. We do have where you can put that in the Discord, videos for reacting, or I'm just going to show it. We have videos for reacting, and we have picture links in videos, but videos for reacting, I will always look at that. So I will always look at this. I will always look at these, which you guys have accumulated a good bunch of it. Is that Fleekazoid? Okay. We did see that. I think we saw this, but yeah. So you guys have videos for me to watch. Make sure you put it in here. Thank you very much. If you're in the Discord, appreciate it. I appreciate this video, by the way. Thank you, Ashley. Seriously, real talk, should the game allow for tanks to solo bosses? I think they do sometimes. They do sometimes, especially in like newer player parties. Sometimes the whole entire squad gets killed, and then you're there by yourself as the tank, and you're just soloing the boss. But yo, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So why design a healer? It isn't the designing of the healer that is the question. It's whether or not the game itself is designed for healers to exist. See? You once had a clip for me to watch. Because it only takes one foolish healer to die in a dungeon, and I'm not resetting because they were too busy not standing in fire. That happens a lot. For me, and when it comes to like new players, let's just put that in there. It was your Sinkweavers playing Risk of Rain 2 at 3 a.m. I walked into that one. Okay, all right, we're moving on. All right, so first bit of news, everybody. If you don't know, I come from another MMO before Final Fantasy 14. That is Final Fantasy 11. They just came out of nowhere, honestly. Some news. So this recently came out, actually came out today. Greetings, adventurers. Today Final Fantasy XI celebrates another milestone with its 23rd anniversary. I would like to thank each and every one of our adventurers for your part in making this possible. Looking back, this past year, we carried out various updates and maintenance to ensure Final Fantasy XI continue operating in a stable and robust manner. In a recent example of this, we recently conducted an extended service maintenance during a version update, that's allowing us to upgrade our essential server clusters and provide a stable platform for the game's continued operation. And I'm grateful for your patience. By the way, I should probably do this first. I'm sorry. Let me go to my dashboard. Here we go. Yes, I don't care what you guys see here. Yeah, it's very bare bones. I have to change this because we're not actually... The heck? No, I don't want to go to the freaking thing. Was that a furry that I saw for a second? Hold on. What? What? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be fair. Okay, we changed it. Also excited to have added a new battlefield to the game, item level support for Besiege, as well as other new features and updates to existing content. We prepared a special version update digest video featuring some of what has been implemented so far, as well as content we are planning to add in the near future, which we had hope you'll enjoy. You know what this means, right? They're updating Final Fantasy XI, the 23-year-old game that hasn't seen like any major patches or updates or expansions at all, but they're updating it. Crazy, right? I was 10 years old when Final Fantasy XI came out. Oh gosh, the Ice Cream Man. All right, I'm closing that for a little bit. Ice Cream Man's passing by. You did mean Drax. Autocorrect. Oh my gosh, autocorrect is the enemy of everybody's person. Also sent you the V-Rising server notes. Gonna go back and lurking around. My brother. All right, Jay. Thank you for dropping on by. Always a pleasure. Sync, the game has 3 semi-furry races and 1 full furry race. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised at people playing them as a furry. Or as an avatar, as a VTuber that's a furry. But I am surprised to see just a full screen of whatever the heck that was. Just saying. Is this the thing that they... I think this is it. Yeah. So, update highlights. High tier mission battles, the Orbs Radiance. By the way, this is a major spoiler because that's the last boss of the entire game. Gamepad configurations? You know, they should really try to... Oh. Actually, yeah, this is... Okay. You see there's like 3 of them in there. Holy crap. You see Bahamut there? That, you know, looking good, right? Update Master Trial Wing of War. I actually never did that. Yeah, I never did that. Does it, that looks interesting. I might want to do that. Let me get like my level 100 up there. Gamepad is a bit tricky to use, I've heard, actually. Vanadale continues to evolve now in its 23rd year of service. They should think about trying to revive it, honestly. They should think about that. They should think about graphic updates, bringing in maybe like new coding. I would say, I don't know what 11 is built on, but maybe bringing it into the modern time. I don't know if they want to go and start using any kind of other coding, like... Because I know Unreal 5 is having problems right now, so I don't know any other coding engine that would work. I mean, anything would work. It's an old game, honestly. Update topics, spring and summer. Besiege. So Besiege is something that I've actually been in before, but this is updated, so I've never been in this kind of Besiege before. Implementation of new moral gauge and upgrades for the 5 Serpent Generals. Not bad. Sent alongside the powered up 5 Serpent Generals to defend Al-Zabi. So look at this. Oh my goodness, look at that. Hosa gains. Oh, that's The item level is huge. So near 120. Get rid of play online. That would mean they would have to create its own launcher. I mean, I guess Play Online is its own launcher, but it's still silly, right? Play Online is still a silly little hub, which basically only uses Final Fantasy XI. So I thought a good possibility for dungeons: 2 tanks, 1 healer, 5 DPS, quadruple the mob count, an extra pack in the midst. I'm missing something. Multiple monsters hailing from the Zalar area. Ooh, okay. Upgrade item levels +3 on artifact and relic armor even further. Wow. Just become even stronger. Race change. Not bad. Okay. They do that all the time. They're like, I'm some Hawking Rogan and now I'm a Lalafell. Or, in this case, a Galka turned into a Tartar. Tartaru, sorry. Say it properly, Tartaru. As you begin your new life, you are now a female Tartara when you are a hulking man Rogadin. Two, 2002. Well, I'd say these are some appreciative updates. Not really major updates. They are I appreciate you updates. Outfit looks almost exactly like the same as my character from Prince of Persia. Hey, that's the year I was born. Jesus. Oh boy. Next boss, HP is triple than normal and no bones. A good possibility for dungeons. 2 tanks, 1 healer. 1 healer, you say? I think the reason why they always put like a second healer in is because you never know if the first healer is overburdened by everything. Like, a healer is a babysitter at the end of the day if nobody is doing their job right. All right, but yeah, they even put out a tweet here, started talking about it. Thanks to all the adventures. So it's like an appreciative little update for anybody who's thinking about playing this 23-year-old MMO that's older than World of Warcraft. I mean, hey, by all means. Next, I was going to talk about this guy who was the voice of some pieces in Final Fantasy. I didn't know this was him in this music. I should have known it was him. Honestly, let's be real. I should have known that was him. So, listening with Jason. So I should have known that was him. I was gonna point this out to you guys because I like Marco Meatball and him always like discovering these new games. But
14 performances with the final, with the FF14 performances, I
wait.
I loved that. I mean, what a blast.
We almost got to the second chorus again, but you got a lot of it.
How does it feel for you? Now, this is like what, like the third or fourth song. Like, how does it feel now? Like, do you feel like you sort of tend to understand, like, and all of them have been kind of different. So I mean, like, what's it like working with Soken for you? Like, are you like a very much a part of the process? Like,
yeah, remember this guy also sang one of the saddest songs in 14. But if you guys want to check that out, it is I interviewed the voice behind the most iconic Final Fantasy songs. I don't know if it's Final Fantasy songs that are the most iconic, but they're pretty damn good. Yeah. Yeah. Close in the distance. Yeah, it is pretty iconic, I guess, but for those who've played the game, obviously, right? I would say what's even more iconic is the normal, like, regular theme of Final Fantasy, with the harp and everything. That's the most iconic Final Fantasy, honestly, melody, music, or MIDI. Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima says he left his staff a USB stick of ideas for after he dies. Kind of like a will. Now, it's a bit sad, right? I mean, he's alive. He's alive. He's living and kicking. But that's kind of sad because honestly, anyone who is creating something and it's their brainchild, I kind of think that they need to do this. They kind of need to do this. We've already lost so many great people. I mean, we already lost, let's see, let's go down the list here. We lost the creator of Berserk. That's one. And the entirety, if not most of the community for Final Fantasy XIV, because you got to remember, the Dark Knight's story was kind of like inspired, sort of. It was like there was like inspiration for the Dark Knight and its design when it came to the relation to Berserk. Masamune and Inomata. Oh my gosh, don't even talk about Matsumune. Oh my gosh. Matsumi. Akira Toriyama, yep, that's also another one. Creator of Dragon Ball, and passing away. Like that was a big loss for us. Even though like some of the nonsense in there was pretty grand and clear, but yeah, it's Akira Toriyama was definitely one of them. Like if you think about it, there are some animes that you guys probably know that you didn't know that the creators passed away, and you probably are wondering like, why isn't it like being developed, until you find out the creator passed away. She's a character designer, one of my favorite. Let's was a Japanese illustrator and animator. I don't know how she passed. Breaking news: passed away at the age of 63. She passed away at the age of 63? And what was her design? She did all this? Like, oh, she did the Dragon Quest front. Like, no way. She did that? That's sad. And she did, I remember because she did the Tales of Grace box, didn't she? She did the box art for Tales of Grace, didn't she? That's sad. She passed away at 63? I don't know, she passed away at 63. Age of 63. Look at all this. Art books for even Dragon Quest. Just all the Tales games? She did all the Tales games? She did all the Tales games. She did Tekken 5, Tekken 6. Wait, hold on. Wait, I didn't notice. She died last year. Oh, man. This is what I mean. Yeah, this is what I mean. This is the reason why this is very important right now. Because I think a lot of, whether they want to or not, I think they should make a sort of like journal or will if something ever happens. Like grand creators, like okay, let's hope to God, like not too soon, like Nobuo Uematsu, right? Or you know, our boy from Ghibli, right? Like anybody. Well, Montione was tragic because it was sudden, right? You didn't think he would just pass away in a hospital like that from something that usually people can get through. I think. I mean, Montione died from. There's nobody who's been able to do what Montione did. Nobody. But I believe what was his death? Severe allergic reaction during a simple medical procedure. Basically, it was a fuck up on the doctor's end. Like, it was a pretty bad fuck up. And his wife, he left a wife, I forgot. Damn, man. Aloy did Fantasy, some of the best stuff. He did Ruby. I think Ruby was his brainchild too, wasn't it? Was Ruby his brainchild? Oh, okay. Is an American web series created by Monty Holmes. So yeah, it was his brainchild until they kind of screwed over Ruby in the creation of that. But yeah, I think creators really do need to have like some sort of will, you know? Okay. Fair Games developer studio CEO Jade Raymond is out. Fair Games. Now, Fair Game is that, I want to say, it's like stick it to the boomer game. it was the stick it to the boomer kind of game where they thought that they were going to really hit it out there for the young folks. Like, you guys remember this? I'm not going to blow it up because you guys are going to have to squint your eyes. But you guys remember this? Steal from the rich, all that other stuff. Steal from billionaires. They really were trying their best to really stick it to the man, guys. They really were. Okay, order GeForce RTX 5080 Doom Edition bundle today. So this is not something I want. I think there's an ad that just popped up on my feed. Killer Instinct Gold becomes the 39th Nintendo 64 game to be added to the Nintendo Switch Online. So I don't know what the 39th, why that's so significant, but does that mean it's the last one? Probably because they're going to switch over to Switch 2 eventually, I guess. SNK CEO Kenji Matsubara steps down after 4 years. Former Sega president leaves Japanese company after 4 years. Huh. Surprising. Doesn't SNK have a new game coming out? Or maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I know Sega is coming out with Virtual Fighter, a new Virtual Fighter. That's coming out. Does it have rollback? I have no idea. If we're talking about this, I have no idea. If not, I don't actually think so, because Nintendo is peer-to-peer with their Switch, and they don't ever want to change that. I made my money from Sonic movies. I'm out. I don't know who the new president of Sega is, but certainly, they're living the dream right now. Last chance to pre-order Capcom Fighting Collection 2 to receive the special Capcom vs. SNK comic book. You know what? I'm not that big of a fan to want the comic book, really. There's some rollback games Smash doesn't. I don't know. You know what? You might be right. You know what? It might be right. But I don't know if Killer Instinct Gold is going to have any rollback. I don't even know if... Let me see. I don't think it talked about rollback. Recently editions have included Ridge Racer 64, Banjo-Tooie, and a new mature 17+ version of the app. Including games with higher age rating like Perfect Dark, Turco. Turco. Turco, Turok 2. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have laughed like that. Like, I knew what they wanted to say, but they missed the spot here. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, Turco, Turok 2, and Shadow Man. So, I mean, honestly, I paid for the year. I need to check something. Now that we're talking about Nintendo stuff. Get the... Hello, Sync. On behalf of my Nintendo Store team, thank you for registering. Oh, shitty fuck. Oh, my heart. Jerry! How do you have so many points for that? I hate that. Why did I put it in there? Why did I put that in there? Why did I? I'm starting to regret it, Yui. I'm starting to regret it. Okay. What was I doing? Regarding Nintendo Switch 2 purchase invitations from my Nintendo Store. Hello, Sank. On behalf of my Nintendo Store, excuse me, my heart's still pumping. Thank you for registering. Thank you for registering the interest in the purchase of the Nintendo Switch 2 system from Nintendo. We want to let you know that you're still in the queue to purchase and to share with you a handful of updates on what to expect. What happens now? There's nothing you need to do right now. The first invitation to purchase through my Nintendo Store have begun going out. Invitations will continue to go out periodically until all eligible registrants receive an opportunity to purchase as they become available. Due to a high number of registrations, we can't provide exact time on when you can expect to receive your invitation. When it's your turn, we'll send you an email invitation to shop. Okay, if you pre-purchased or if you pre-order or purchase Nintendo Switch 2 from a retailer and later receive an invitation to purchase the Nintendo Switch 2 from my Nintendo Store, you are not required to purchase the system from my Nintendo Store. When you expect your invitation, we do have a lot of registration. Apologize that we can't provide exact timing. Rest assured that we'll continue sending invitations past the system's launch date. So what they're saying is I'm probably not going to get it the day of. Okay. All right. The invitation will come from a no reply Nintendo.com. Please be sure to add this email address to your safe senders. Okay, I'll do that. Safe sender list and check your inbox, junk, spam, promotion folder. The invitation email will be from Nintendo. The subject will include it's your time to purchase as well as your choice system you select when registering. One thing to note, once you receive the invitation, you'll have 72 hours to complete your purchase from when you receive the email, so be ready to act quickly. Okay. So, with that being said, oh wait, that's a search filter. I should put it in. Okay, I'll figure it out later. What I wanted to do was add it to the safe list if we have one. You already given up on the Switch 2? I understand that. Or just add it 10 years? I don't think... Cherry doesn't usually give me years. She usually takes them away. 5 points is nothing. I've got 2,406... I'm about to raise that. Now that you're telling me this, I'm about to raise that. A lot of fuss for a new console, to be honest, but I have the feeling that that's necessary nowadays. Well, yeah, because of scalpers. So yeah, fact they added a kill switch to brick the console if you mod it at all is dumb, by the way. It is dumb. It's dumb. I won't be modding my console. I have never modded any of my console, but it is dumb. Because I do know there are people who do want to mod their Switch in order to kind of just like keep it on live support or give it just a better avenue of gameplay. You know, some of the things that you wish to fix can't be done unless you know, open that thing up. mod the system. I mean, I wait for a new Xenoblade, but that new Hyrule Warriors also looked good, cool. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. No, Cherry doesn't agree that it's necessary. Wait, what did you use, like, necessary? You say it's not necessary. Well, I think this is just another way for them to not allow scalpers to scoop up all of their consoles. But, I mean, they also gave retailers that, and retailers kinda have a similar system in a way, pre-orders. Kinda. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, I'm going to be doing a Croc recording session. Bungie confirms Marathon uses unauthorized artwork, is undertaking review of in-game assets. The game already looks mid. Like, Marathon already looks mid. So it's not like... That still sucks, though. Unauthorized artwork, they say. Midrathon, basically. But yeah, it already looks mid. Hope you see the vid. Vintage pixel gameplay. Did you post it in the Discord? Is it in Discord? Oh, he didn't link that to me. I gotta keep an eye open for V-Rising for that one. Oh, you did post something in there. Try to actually for future, which is fine, by the way. In the future, try to look for the picture links in videos or the videos for reacting tab if you could find it. I know Discord is a little messed up because they've been changing a lot. I have no idea why they're these upgrades for Discord, but videos for reacting and picture links in videos. Tales of Destiny battle gameplay. Oh, I remember Tales of Destiny. I really do. See? I was watching it. Now they're just bullying her. You're bullying just some girl, man. What are you doing? Oh gosh. Crazy enough that this was Tails gameplay back in the day. Still kind of fire looking though. Like, oh, excuse me. What's the latest Tails game that came out? I don't know. Oh, Monty. You shall be missed. So, I think it's time for me to actually start playing the video game called Final Fantasy XIV. Have you guys heard of it? So, you know, it's award-winning, kind of one game of the, I think, like, best multiplayer game of the year, maybe 2 or 3 times at the Game Awards. Guys heard of it before? Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's a very unknown game. It's very niche. I always wanted to see this. But like, if I search up, because we all know, we all know. Why did I bring up my own? What the heck? I didn't bring up my own stream. What the fuck? I don't want to do that. If we look at MMOs on Twitch, well, let's just say World of Warcraft will always be number 1, and I think old school RuneScape will be number 2. So if I were to look up, not recommended, but view by high, it doesn't take too long to find World of Warcraft, I'm pretty sure. What? I'm not even showing you guys. There it is. 21. Huh. It's on the lower end for World of Warcraft, honestly. 21. 21k. And the next one should be World of Warcraft. Or, sorry, it should be RuneScape, right? What the heck is that? Labyrinth of the Demon looks... There it is. There's old school RuneScape right there. Wow. Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact. Yeah. No matter how much Tectone hates this game, his favorite game, Wuthering Waves, is never really going to make it to that. Nah, I think Wuthering Waves will do just fine. 14 has 4, so it is number 3. It's just above Albion right now. Just above. What level is Red Mage? Red Mage is at level 99. We are going to be finishing out, well, should be level 99. They're probably at the cusp of level 98, actually. We're going to be finishing off Red Mage, actually. Honestly, it's not appealing at all to me at the least. In terms of, let me remember what we were talking about. We're talking about Nintendo during that time, right? Looks like a GBA game. Yeah, I think it was a GBA or a PlayStation 1 game. You think it was PS1? It might have been. It might have been both. I don't know. It might have been just been PS1. Loved how you could do spells in one time, but like action spamming in another. It was fun in that case, right? Wook Lamont Fantasy 14. We don't want that again. We don't want that again. Still getting used to legacy controls. Marvel Thiles. Yeah, of course. Sorry. They knew what they were doing. I mean, Emma Frost was already a very attractive woman in the comics and in the animations or cartoons. She was already very attractive. Why not give her thighs, you know? Just start leveling Sage. Not bad. I think Sage might be my first healer that I officially get to level 100. Tales of Destiny was PSX, so it was on a PlayStation. How, Argus, what are you doing? You have a girlfriend. Don't even. You can't. I'm single. I'm allowed to look at those thighs, man. I guess, wouldn't Grand Theft Auto be an MMO because it has an online feature? Or am I wrong about that? I don't know anything about Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. I can look but can't touch. Okay. Thoughts on why players didn't like Lise or Wook Lamont? My thoughts are only opinions, but when it came to Lise, for me, is because the character was basically like, it's not because the story was not just because the story was based around Lise, this new character that came out of nowhere, but the old character that she was, Ida, bubbly, fun, had more expression, animated, was basically killed off. Right? All that is gone now. And in place is the serious girl who wants to fight the rebellion, super serial, cracked no jokes, wasn't fun anymore, kind of became a boring character. But I will say this, at the very least, Lise, her character development was done better than Wook Lamont. Because there were times where it really was focusing on the Warrior of Light in Stormblood, not just putting him in the background or putting them in the background. So Lise took up like maybe 70, maybe closer to 80% of the screen time, but never, like, when it came to the last boss, Lise didn't just pop in on the last boss and said, "I'm here to help, guys. I'm going to be the real hero of the day." No, she was still a companion to your character. And she wasn't someone you were babysitting. She could take care of herself. She had ideas that actually helped the team. She was going through growth. She needed to figure out who she was. And the warrior was watching her all along the way. But at the same time, she was also telling the story of you, obviously to yourself. But like, she was also telling your story, because remember, a lot of it was narrated by Lise herself when it came to Stormblood. So she was also taking account of your actions as well. You weren't sidelined, whereas Wook Lamont literally sidelined you. Speaking of rivals, I grind daily for my Lord icon on Spider-Man. The fact that you can play Spider-Man is just like tantamount to how like much better at the game you probably are than me. Lise was better than Lamont. Yeah, well, I agree. Like how sassy Rogue Thancred was killed off in Heavensward and no longer jokes with anyone. He does subtle jokes, but his character growth as being like a guardian and father to, you know, Shadowbringers, Minfilia, that kind of like changed him, and he was there longer than every other Scion. He was the first to be sent there. He was there for like 7 years. So I can kind of see how he became incredibly fatherly with that. Like, he did lose a good bit of like his playboy charm, though. I would say he lost a good bit of his playboy charm. He feels old. He feels old. By the way, sync another one. What do you mean by another one? What do you mean? What did you do? I'd say Wook Lamont works better if you run the MSQ with trusts. She was a good trust AI for sure. As a character in the game, I'd say she was annoying in the very beginning and became tolerable in the second half of the game. Like during the middle, she became like a character of her own for sure. And then when you were able to leave her behind and go to the next continent, then, you know, the story was actually becoming more interesting. But beforehand, it was like a very, very drastic transformation. She went from being this glowy-eyed, childlike princess to a very serious, I need to be united with my family kind of thing. Like, I still hate the dynamic between, you know, the siblings. Like, I still don't like how Zoralja, his story was put through. It was bad. it was bad. Well, you bonked me. Why are you bonking people? Don't bonk me. Cherry dislike for Lamont is deeper than the deepest part of the ocean. That's a lot. I mean, you run dungeons with her, so Lamont at least does something. She does. Just wonder how the hell a princess was raised without a single piece of education. They tried to play it off as she was very sheltered, but then they talk about how she's been to the festival for, I forgot the name of the bird people, I do apologize. She went to their festival multiple times. At the very least, she's been there once, and she comes back and she has no idea what the heck to do in there anymore. It's like, what? How did you do that? How did you make a character that quotes, "I've been here before, I've done this festival," then quotes again, "I have no idea how they did the festival"? How did you do that? How did you write that? It's like they did that intentionally so that you as the character have to still see her relearn or learn something, and it's like, come on now. The Hanu? I don't know if they're called the Hanu. That's like the Eorzean word for the bird people. I believe they're called something else. I don't know. Boo 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 boo. How do you create a character that has so much attention on her that she instantly became the third most vocal NPC in the entire game? The third most vocal. She almost beat Alice's amount of lines, I believe. Who was top in terms of I think it was the twins who were the top with the most lines of dialogue in the game. So Alphino is probably at the top. Alice is probably number 2. Because Alphino talks your ears off. He talks so much. Alphino's number 1. Yeah, Alphino's number 1. But guess who's number 3? Guess who's number 3? How did you do that in one expansion? It took freaking 8 years for Alphino to be number 1. It took 6 months for Wook Lamont to get to number 3. Like, how did you do that? I don't. Let me stop. Let me be serious for 1 second. That's like, it's tantamount to just how much they paid so much attention to that one character. How do you do that? It's not the overall verbiage or Rihanna, despite. Oh, I feel the second half of Dawn Trail didn't change Wook Lamont enough. It did teach her more about her brother and how to be more of a leader of her country. That I will admit. But then, like, your nephew is the king of Alexandria, right? Because her brother, Zoralja, was, you know, he was like the, he was the king there. I'm sorry, I'm gonna just rush through there. So now you have a royal connection with that country that just pops up out of nowhere. By the way, the popping up out of nowhere isn't a problem. Things pop up all the time in 14 in terms of the story. Things just happen. Right? When that glowing dome came up and it was like, oh, people time skip 30 years into the future, I was just like, shit. Like, that's very interesting. How are they going to tackle that? They tackle it in the post in-game, for sure. But during the story, they don't really talk about it too much. They do touch upon Wook Lamant's, like, what's her name? Basically, her wet nurse, who ends up in the last map, and they had like a sort of touching reunion and a touching goodbye. I will admit that. The whole goodbye scene in that entire place. I have one problem though. One singular problem. So we need to talk about this. Yeah, we could talk about Cryle too. Cryle deserved a lot more screen time, but I want to talk about this guy right here. Good character. Why was his mom the way that she was? Not in terms of a character, but basically her existence as to why she was that way. Especially since we don't know how it happened. Like, he is from a long-lived species. His mother is a long-lived species. 30 years does not kill that species off. It does not kill any of them off like that. Why would you do that? Why would you choose a species that can live for hundreds of years? Erenville's mother. And you decided that she needed to be she needed to be in terms of that existence. You know, I'm trying to not spoil things here, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Don't Vera live longer than Alezans? Yes. Yes. Veras are the longest living species, as we know it right now. In terms of like anybody who's walking around, yeah. They live for hundreds of years. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Erenville's mother. How? Why? Why did they do that? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, she couldn't have passed away because he was gone or because of 30 years. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, 240 years old. The point is, Veras are long-lived species. 30 years, that's it. That's fine. It's they'll be like, they'll look the same in 30 years. Wasn't she killed? No, they never really tell you. Like, if we go in, let's go into his character bio. Oh, okay. I guess we're not going into his character bio. Where do you come from? Get out of here. Erenville. Shatona. Yeah, okay. Where do we go? Endwalker. Dawn Trip. Expand it, please. Expand it. Joe, what? They didn't do anything for the what? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Why? Why did they not? Why did they? Was this rebellion or something? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Okay. Okay. We'll find her another way. I could just put like Erenville mother. Really. Ah. Okay. Aaronville mom. Okay. Okay, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Okay, early life. I should have told Aaronville. Okay. Okay, so here's real her true whereabouts. Heroes eventually met the Endless Kalkua in the living room where she requested them to shut down the entire location. She claims she remained there to learn how the Endless could be put to rest. Due to not being actually alive, she alone was incapable of shutting down the terminals, keeping the Endless existing. So, after shutting it down, yeah, it never tells you. It never tells you. Yeah, it never tells you. So, like, they live so long that even 100 years old is still considered to be young. 100 years, I don't know, there might be a young adult for 100 years old, but yeah, they live a long time. So her dying and being an Endless makes no sense to me. It makes 0 sense to me. 0. I don't know why they did that. Her being an Endless makes no sense. Just like, you know what? I mean, Galulja did very good job in his position as to what he was as a character. He was mainly support and helping you out. But what doesn't make sense is that how is it with Zoralja, his son, his born son, how did he not sit down and talk to him? Before he turned stir crazy. Guys got me all riled up because Dawntrail's story doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. It does not make sense. Like, the story just felt like it was amateurish. I'm just gonna say that. It was very amateurish. It was a transformation from Warcore Lador to post Sky Deep. C-Note Zorulja felt wild. Yeah. Like, no development at all. Can Dawntrail remake it? Can they remake it? Remake the story for Dawntrail? No, it's a scar on the series at this point. It's a scar in the series. I don't get it. I just do not get it. I don't get it. Give me a second. I'm trying to find that in music. No annoy. Don't like that. Nope, don't like that. Oh my gosh, nobody has it. Nobody has an extended version of that in. I don't get it. I don't get it. Where do I find it? Please, I need you to get... Wait, let me see. Maybe I'm looking up the wrong thing here. That's the lo-fi version. How the heck did I get that? Does nobody know how to... All right, well, I kind of give up. I kind of have to give up on it. I can't find it. I have to give up on it. Oh. We should probably get started on that, by the way. Just put on Kagane music and jive. Well, that was my red mage, level cusp of 99. It's at level 98, so it's on the back end there. As much as I love Kagane's design, I've never vibed with the Oriental themes like that. Like, I don't hate the music. I just don't. I don't entirely vibe too much with it. What would be my favorite? Probably this. Can't find it. It's not even here. What the heck? Did they delete it? I think they did. No, I don't want to play that. I don't want to play that. There you go. Peak Final Fantasy will always be my favorite expansion. I love the crap out of Shadowbringers. Not because it's because they like, listen, okay, yeah, sure, Dark Knight was the thematic job there, but it was just a good expansion. It was so good. It was so good. You guys have to understand. Shadowbringers was also the time where Final Fantasy itself was at its peak. Seriously, it was at its peak at Shadowbringers. A whole bunch of people were like, what is this Final Fantasy game? What? I got to play. And then we had, remember the whole WoW refugees? Well, it started in Shadowbringers. So it's like, I'm just saying. Well, the movement of the WoW refugees. There's always been WoW refugees going into Final Fantasy even before Shadowbringers, but it was during Shadowbringers where they were coming in clumps because the rival game World of Warcraft and Shadowlands wasn't doing so well. Yeah, Shadowbringers was so good. All the WoW players were just like, they looked at Final Fantasy with like such glow in their eyes. They're like, oh my god. Yoshi P was calling out. You go through the story in bulk like I did. Shadowbringers felt like a momentum flop. And the Garla mode and Orzian War, I hated it. Oh, so you just rushed right through it. Yeah, if you took your time with the story, if you took your time in the expansion itself for Shadowbringers, you would have probably agreed that it was the best expansion. But because there was a lot of focus on the Garl mode and the Elizarian War, you were probably wondering where you're going to get back to that. I can understand that. This is probably a big design flaw, let's just be honest. Started in patch 6.38, so Shadowbringers felt like shit. Yeah, you are unfortunate. You are unfortunate. That was an unfortunate case. That was unfortunate. .3 was your highlight. 4.3 was Stormblood. Right? Show you an RP walk through Dawn Trail to make it last, hoping it was going to be a good story to try and get lost in the story. It all turned out to be shit. You know what? It is what it is. There's something that you should hear. So Ashley, I'm sorry you did not have the best time in Shadowbringers. When it came out, it was great. When we played Endwalker, it felt so much more cherished that we had Shadowbringers. But now that we're at this point, it sucks to say this, but there could be more people like you out there who did not have a good experience with the Shadowbringers arc. And that sucks. That sucks. It sucks. Because it had pretty much everything. It had a good story. They updated all the combat. The battle system felt kind of like at its peak at the time, even though they took away the visual spam. Yeah, they rip a visual spam. Yeah. 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 Oh man. You guys remember this? Of course you do. Every time you play an alliance raid, you're always playing this one. I don't know if they... Oh yeah, it's... Not that one. I think it's To the Edge, right? The Nah, Emmett, and Hermes, they all get a middle finger from you. What did they do to you, Ashley? What the heck did they do to you? Makes me wonder what part of the story you actually liked. I'm gonna be honest. They all were greatly characterized characters. I mean, Emmett Selk, maybe there's some sort of hate there for him. Hermes, because he kind of started all of this. I like Xenos, Ilbert, and it's Yatsuyu. Okay, so you like the villains. Teleji, yeah, you like the bad people. That's fine. Xenos, still to this day, he's a good villain. And I think he was a villain that, in terms of mentality, I think he was close enough to rival like Sephiroth in that stance there. But like you're missing like Hethlodeus though, like Xenos equals Sephiroth. Maybe not too close. Let's give, like, remember Sephiroth could probably whoop everyone's ass here. And in his story arc and him as a character, it's like it's a step above. Like I have to admit that. Xenos is Agent Smith. Oh, he's annoying. Okay, gotcha. Oh my god, yeah. Guy just could not die. Fordola equals Cloud? Fordola? No, I don't think so. Fordola doesn't feel like a Cloud to me. No. Cloud was more... Cloud, as like much as he was very stoic, you knew his persona, like when you find out that his persona was actually pretty fake, like, and how he was just basically an emotional wreck. I don't think that equivalent to Fordola. I don't think so. Let's just say I don't like cosmic shit. I like boots on the ground. I got you. She gets the Echo artificially like Cloud gets Genova cells, but in terms of a character is what I'm saying. In terms of a character, she does not feel like a Cloud. Especially with what she does, because she was kind of like a soldier being quite a bit of an asshole and like a mean, bad person. She is a soldier. Yeah, so was Cloud. Cloud was a soldier, but he wasn't a bad person. Fordola was a bad person. Erenville, I love. You like Erenville? I like the Turks more than Sephiroth. I like Final Fantasy VIII. You're a rare breed, I would have to admit. Like, there isn't a lot of people that will come out and say that they like Final Fantasy VIII. I like Final Fantasy VIII. It's not my favorite, though. And you like the Turks more than Sephiroth? I think the Turks were... They were very interesting. They were both funny and interesting. And serious at the same time. Never played 8, so I have no opinion on it. 8... How do I describe 8? You were there the whole time. I didn't even look at my screen. You was just standing there waiting. Listen, Yui. Sorry about that, buddy. Final Fantasy VIII is best because every playthrough is canon. Every playthrough is canon. Because of the time loop. Oh, haha. Final Fantasy VIII, X2, and 13 I like thinking about more. Yeah, you're a very rare breed. Most people do not like 8, X2, or 13. Final Fantasy... Wait, for Cherry, after playing F3 Remake, that is Cherry's favorite. They didn't even make it harder. Oh, look, the Brave Flock's long stop. I think 5 is still my favorite and the start of my Final Fantasy journey. Oh, that's pretty cool. I started Final Fantasy on 7 and then I went backwards. I'm gonna throw it back to this. Hello? Hello? Okay. Pixel or 3DS? 3DS. So I'm pretty sure she didn't. You say 3D remake? Oh, you didn't say 3D remake. You just said the Final Fantasy 3 remake. My bad. Did I get silenced? Really? Yo, this is the first time I've been silenced in a long time. So you gotta go back and get the key. I grew up on Tales games. My tastes are enjoying my little forest village starters. That's fair enough. You know what? More respect to you, actually. More respect. I am from a time of oldness. Like my favorite Final Fantasy game is 9. Okay. They just going. Okay. All right. So this is another one of those dungeons I constantly get. So Brave Flock's long stop, Halke Manor, Brave Flock's long stop, Sestasha, Halatali, Cutter's Cry, especially Cutter's Cry. Like, you know, I don't get like anything but like, you know, my order was 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 15. I think 10, 12, 13, 16, and 14 since 2010. Nice. You really like the Chronicle games as well? Chronicle games are good. I only have the... Wow. Brave return to the shifting sands. Yeah, I constantly Cutter's Cry. I also get Orm Vale, funny enough. The only one you came close to beating was Final Fantasy X. I got to Sin and stop because I didn't feel like grinding. They always do. They had a habit of doing that. Like every Final Fantasy did that until like you reached 12. 12 didn't feel like you really had to grind. 12 was very easy. In fact, 12 was the first had the Gambit system, and the Gambit system basically played itself. It's so quick when unsynced. yeah, you know, it's a good time going through Orm Vale unsynced. Yeezmat says hi. You know, as much as like Yeezmat was like feared because of and they do make a reference to Yeezmat in this game with Yeezmat being a boss. But that's because Final Fantasy XII was basically damn it, it's the same world of tactics. Like if you've played Final Fantasy Tactics. The hell? Oh, okay. Tales games are naturally leveled up because encounter rate was very high. You fought a lot, but the fighting was fun. Yeah, the fighting was. Tales games has that advantage of it, but you know you do have Final Fantasy, mostly a turn-based game. Now more or less like since Final Fantasy, I want to say Final Fantasy 13-3, because 13-3 was very action-based. Boss that took 2+ hours to beat if you were not prepared. I will say that. It's a boss that would take that long to beat if you were not prepared. Sorry, gotta say this, but Matt from Final Fantasy 11 will always destroy Red Mage every time. That is cruel. Why did you say that? Why did you do that? Why? Why did you do that? Why? Listen. I could beat you both. Try 16 hours on one boss. Try that. try. Go ahead. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. I believe this and Ether Chemical are the only 4 boss dungeons. Is it though? Like, is it? Is that dragon really a 3rd boss? Like, well, in the sense... Oh, why am I turning around? Like, is it though? You know what? No, you're right. I think you're right. I'm thinking. You're right. No, yeah, you're right. This is one of the few dungeons that does have 4 bosses in it. Because we just fought the giant dodo bird. Well, we beat the giant dodo bird first, and then we just beat the lizard. Which is technically a boss. So you're right. Oh, I can't just run. Oh, he got stunned. Grandia? I know a lot of people that play Grandia, by the way. I play Grandia. I believe it was Grandia 3 that I really liked. I have to go back. Surprised to hear not a lot of people know about Grandia, because for a while that's all I was hearing about. Yeah, I mean, I know Grandia. Then the dragon kills it. Pandemonium Warden was just as bad as Absolute Virtue. Pandemonium Warden is also a cautionary tale, but I don't know if I can equivalate it. He's gone. He's gone, Jim. There we go. I don't know if I can equivalate it, because like Absolute Virtue was like this weird ass, because you got to remember during the time of Absolute Virtue the devs were not helping. They were giving hints, but they were not helping whatsoever. They're like, this is how you beat it, and then like not really telling us how to beat it. Like they didn't want us to know how to beat it, so it was just, that was fine. They wanted us to figure it out. Perfectly fine. The problem was, they made it stupidly complicated. A boss equals jobs as treasure coffer after defeat, my definition. You know what I think? I think maybe 14 really needs to upgrade its own gearing system. Don't go that way, we go this way. I will say that Absolute Virtue caused the most damage and was had more notoriety. Cause oh yeah, they changed this boss. I don't know if it still gains health from sitting in its own pool of poison. It should, right? With heirloom gear, I would have loved to see Final Fantasy tackle gear that had different stats in it and change like basically the hell. Never mind. They took out the pool of poison. Okay. It's just another 8. Wow. That's kind of disappointing. Forgot what zone Fafnir and 11 preferred a room wipe if I weren't a part of the fight. I have to think back to Tears. Oh my goodness, not Tears, but Wings of the Goddess. That's when. Did you say Fafnir? Never mind. Sorry, you said Fafnir, not Funrear. Sorry. You said Fafnir. Sorry. sorry. My bad. Yeah, Rises of the Lark. I don't know why I thought Funrear, and I was just like, Funrear came in Wings of the Goddess. I'm like, oh wait, hold on. Five minutes. Tank skill expression. What's that? What are you talking about, Ashley? What is this tank skill expression? People consider people. That's funny. I ran into another person while going through Twitter who was saying the same thing about Dawntrail. I lost that Twitter. But they said because of it's, I think they tried to blame the hardcore crowd as to why Dawntrail ended up being so hard. By the way, did you reach the PvP rank 25? No. Nope. I'm guessing there's a mount there, but nope. That's the dev making it in Walker too easy. Ashley, what do you think of Dawntrail? Did you make it to Dawntrail yet? No, of course you did. What do you think of Dawntrail? Because you came in pretty late. Like, again, they did the difficulty thing for Dawntrail. It went way up. Oh, that's new. I might have never. What? Wait, core's a core. Create a barrier. Something cross. Grand impact. Can't do that. 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 Oh, wait. Oh, wait. What happened to my mount roulette? Oh, it changed because I don't have this on. Because I don't have that on. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Are we? Should we not capture this? What's happening here? What's happening here, guys? Should we not? Should we not capture this? Donjo was finally matching my skill level. I felt like my background in Dark Souls was a bit too much for everything until around post Shadowbringers. Okay, so I guess you come from a different kind of background then, because as soon as people who've been playing, like new players have been coming in, ever since like new players have been coming in and they reached Dawn Trail, they've been having problems. You probably already know this. You probably already like seen my videos on all that, so it's like... you already know what I think. I think people were coddled because of the update and because of like new players coming in, them making it and wanting it to be easier. I want to say... Oh, did I stun him? Ew. Ew, somebody tried to Grand Cross me. Woo! I've been silenced. Oh. This person is relentless. I escaped with my life, let's just say that. Need to back up, I saw that. There was a comet coming. Nope, I see that. I see you. Yeah, jump. Why not? I saw that coming. All right. Let me see. PvP. Roll. Oh! Oh! Well, that's kind of cool. Don't know why that didn't go down there the first time. Or this. I don't know why that didn't go down there the first time. Or this. I thought I put it on a line here. Or this! This is emboldened! I need this! And Walker has the best solo duties. Well, they really were just like working on the they were really working on the story for that one. The story was the most important thing to them. Let's just say that. I stunned him. That was very cheeky of me. I stunned him, so that was cheeky. I should be ashamed. Going to bed. Have a good night, Ashley. Have a good night. I appreciate you dropping on by. Yes. And you're dead. You died, but we may be losing. Maelstrom just got the thing over there. Somebody's using a comet. Oh my god, we are running. Okay. Trying to see if I can get somebody here. I'm gonna run. I got somebody. Fortunately. Comet has been selected as a role action. I gotta really look over this PvP stuff again. Oh, he negated the stun. Alright, well, you know what? He gets to live. He gets to live. Oh god. You tried. That's where I have to back off. That's where I back the fuck off. He died! He's dead! Back up, back up, back up, back up. Be foolish. Do it. Be foolish. Come on. What's going on over there? I don't see what's happening here. Remember, you don't actually have to play the job of PvP. You could switch, still get the experience for the job you went as. That's crazy that you can do that, man. That's crazy. I feel as though I'm like running away from like where I'm supposed to be, and I'm about to get caught up in some stupid shenanigans. Hello? The map. The map. The map. Okay. Woo! He got me with the drill. And they were all there. Alright, okay, that's cool. I can't use the action, so it's like, shit. I want to be able to use it. Alright. I need you guys to tell me how to use it. At the bottom you have roll actions. I have to pay attention to everything. I did it to myself! No! They're catching up. They overtook us. We're losing. We need to reach that. Maelstrom was winning. Oh, Adder's won. Nah, Adder's won. I think Adder's won. They're close. Hard focus, Adders. You're dead. You're dead too. I mean, why not do that? Yeah, Adder's definitely won that one. Maelstrom needs to come in. Oh, got hit with an arrow. I got hit by everybody. Yeah, I should have just ran. Should have just ran. We could win? We won. I said we could win. They were so close too. Look at that. They were so close. That was the closest we've ever had. Barely. Oh shoot, that was a lot of experience. Let's see. I mean, I could try and do Orgenics, or I could do a raid and call it a day. Because I know Trial's not going to do anything. I could do Trial, get like a little blip, and then... Let me see something. Because one of y'all said to me that y'all just did PvP over and over again. Cherry's playing the screen, by the way. You will never know when it hits. But why though? Can't you just not do that? Would be great. I'd appreciate it. Jenny says good music. It does. It does. Alright, so I gotta like relearn some of this. In fact, I don't think I ever... What is this? Oh, that silences. Nice. That's pretty cool looking. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm playing 7 Days to Die, I hear that you are gonna make me think I have screamers at my base. Wouldn't that be funny? It's just a way to level main appeal, and it is... You don't have to play the job, you level it. I mean... What if you do Crystalline Conflict? As long as it doesn't wake up my headache. Oh. Well, it is a screamer. Oh, look at this. It's the first stadium. Look at that. Used to be like super into it. I used to be super into this. Grand. Hello. 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 Oh, that's kind of cool. Wait, I need to kill something. I need to kill something from a distance. No! Oh my gosh. One of us was over there, and they died. I got murdered. I forgot the CC in this game is absolutely atrocious, but I got stunned once. Win. Easy win. Easy win. I got no kills though. Easy win. Got no kills. I was supporting the shit out of these people. I went silent there. I was so focused. I was focused. Focused. Anyway. That wasn't a lot. That wasn't a lot of experience. I guess they really dumbed that down. I don't know. What time is it? You're looking at 9:55. So I'm probably not gonna finish this up on stream. Well, if I'm not gonna finish it up on stream, damn, Dr. Riku really fell off. I don't have any friends who are also streaming, but YouTube King is streaming as well. He's still is he still streaming the same thing? Or is he playing Smash right now?
I can't show it here, but if you throw certain items up, it actually goes into outer space. Like, if you throw certain items up, it actually goes into outer space here.
True Beast Tribe might be a good chunk. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm glad to see that the game is still just as crazy as it always is in terms of PvP. Tribe quest should be enough. Tribe quests should be enough. All right, I'll do that. But it is coming up to 8 o'clock. So we're looking at a very done stream at this point. And I want to see if I can quickly put out a video by tomorrow. I also have homework. There, simple and quick. You're doing things the right way. Anyway, guys, it's been a good night. I hope to see you guys next time. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow. I'm going to be working tomorrow, but definitely I will see if I have time anywhere next week. It's not likely. If not anything, I will see you guys next Saturday. All right, guys. Bye-bye. See you later. Bye. Wait, is the end screen even like...